When was the last time you took a pause? Not from your schedule, but from your thoughts. Think about it. You're answering emails. You're juggling work life. You are constantly running around. But have you ever took a moment to just check in on yourself? See how you are doing? Making sure that everything is okay? Well, if you haven't, today's episode, we're going to actually talk about reflection. And not the kind that I'm talking about looking in the mirror. I'm talking about the kind that actually help you get some clarity, get some peace, and get you some direction. So with that being said, let's actually tap in to today's episode. Most of us, we wake up, we check our phones, we start stressing out over the day-to-day activities, we hit the ground running, right? You have to juggle work, you have to juggle the family, and you have to juggle just you. And then at that point when you're trying to juggle you, you're probably exhausted. You probably feel like you're running on that hamster wheel and you're not going anywhere. And this is why it's so important to just take those mental breaks and check in on yourself. I know it sounds weird to talk about it or check in or be like, why am I doing that? But this is how you avoid burnout. Look, I'm not just saying this just for you. This is things that I've learned and that I've actually started doing. Most of us, we have the responsibilities. We have to drive to work. You have to juggle the responsibilities of work, and then you get off of work. And if you have kids, that's a job in itself. And you are checking in with your kids, making dinner, checking in on the homework, and doing all of that. And it's just, when do you have a moment to just, and if you're married, it's just like, hey, I got to check in on my partner too. I can't just not pay attention to them. And if that's not the case of just you hitting burnout, you just feel like you're not going anywhere. And you might start comparing yourself, especially if you're strolling on social media. You know, you get the, hey, come with me, let's make $1 million. And it's just like, oh, I'm not doing enough. I got to put my family in this position. I got to do that. I'm telling you right now, if you're doing your best, that is enough. Is there time for improvements? Yeah, obviously. That's all of us, right? We're always going to keep pushing to striving to be the best version of ourselves. But then this is the catch. How can you be the best version of yourself if you're not checking in on yourself? See, and I get it. We're in an era where everybody wants your attention, but the main person that needs your attention is you. So do you have your attention? Are you sitting there taking a minimum of 5 minutes? I would like you to take 15 if you can. But everybody's situation may not be like that. But I can't tell you how important it is to take those moments to yourself. Because if you feel like you're going nowhere fast, majority of the times you are. And this is why you need that moment of reflection to understand, where am I going? This is going to bring you so much clarity that will lead to direction, that will give you the growth that you're searching for. So just take a moment to pause and reflect. You're probably wondering, how can I make space? How can I reflect without feeling awkward, without being overwhelmed? But I'm going to break it down in some simple steps like I always do, because you know I got you. Step 1, start with a small one. At the end of the day, take a moment to reflect on the small one that you did. If you're someone that's driving to work and you're kind of late all the time, reflect and be like, hey, I actually made it to work on time. Instead of taking the elevator, I took the stairs. You know that project that was due? I actually finished it a day early without being overwhelmed. And if you have kids, hey, I was able to get my kids to school on time. I was able to sit down and have dinner with my kids. I was able to read my kids a story. I'm probably one of the biggest advocates for small wins, because these small wins are still wins. I want you to remember that. Some people jump forward and worried about the big wins, but you focus on the small wins, because small wins are still wins. Simple as that. Step 2, ask yourself the big 3. Once a week, sit down and answer these questions. Question number 1, what is working in my life? Question number 2, what is not working and why? Question 3, what is one small thing that I can change this week? These are 3 powerful questions that you can sit down and reflect, but not only reflect, but give you some clarity and some guidance on what is working, what is not working, but also pointing you in the direction that you want to go in, especially answering number 3. Step 3, build a routine that works for you. I can't stress it. Reflection doesn't have to be sitting down for hours in silence. It could be something simple as walking around your neighborhood without any distractions for about 15, 20 minutes, however long you feel like it. Running, jogging, whatever works for you. If you want to journal, you can. And I always talk about there's multiple ways of journaling, from writing with a pen and pad, from using your phone for the voice notes, from taking pictures. There's multiple ways to journal. I can't stress the importance of building a consistent routine, something that works for you. Doesn't have to be the same one that I do, doesn't have to be the same one that she do or he do, just something that works for you. A routine that will help you have those moments to reflect, that will give you that clarity, that will give you that direction so you can grow, so you can be the best version of yourself. This is highly important, right? I can't stress the importance of being consistent. Consistency is key. So when you're building your foundation, make sure it's a strong foundation. And it's funny because most of us, when we see a house that's being built, we don't pay attention to the foundation. And the foundation of that house, that slab that they put before they start structuring out the house with the beautiful walls and the spacious living room and all of that, we pay attention to the features of the house and how many rooms and how many windows and the square footage, but we never pay attention to the foundation. But if that foundation is weak, what good is that house? So when you're talking about building any routine, I can't stress the importance of starting with a strong foundation. Probably listen to this and you're probably saying, Herbie, you're so passionate about this. And I am. Because you deserve to be at peace, especially within. This is something that no one can take from you, is the peace within. But how can you find peace within if you don't have those moments to reflect, to see where am I going? And ask yourself, what is working for me in my life? What's not working for me in my life and why? What is one thing that I could change just once a week that I can control? The best part about it, you don't have to do this alone. I can't tell you how important it is for me not only to share these thoughts, share what I know, because I feel like each one teach one, but also to be there, to be a guide for you. I understand it is challenging doing it alone, but it's so much easier when you got someone there to help you, to guide you, like, I got you, come on, let's go. And this is why I'm building this community. So if you like what you heard, don't forget to hit the follow button. Don't forget to rate this. I'm hoping 5 stars. If you found this beneficial, don't forget to share this with a friend. Before I wrap this up, I have a question for you. When's the last time you truly checked in with yourself? Not to judge, but to listen. Take a moment and really think about it. And when you're ready, you can come back, you can comment on this video, or if you listen to the audio, you can comment, especially on Spotify, and you can tell me when. Don't worry, I'll comment back. I'll let you know. I got you. That's why I'm building this community. With that being said, we out.